On today's top stories, we're giving you a developing story. Our sources out of Mexico have confirmed that Canelo's camp is quietly negotiating with Jaime Munguia to be Canelo's next opponent, even before the Benavidez-Andrade fight. So, Paulie, what does this mean for a potential matchup between the winner of Benavidez and Andrade?
Canelo's not going to fight the winner of Benavidez and Andrade. I guess, first of all, let's go back and revisit the Canelo doesn't want to fight a Mexican. I guess that's out the window. I guess when it's the right Mexican, well, I guess he'll fight him. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but I think this kind of confirms the suspicions that everyone has had, and that he doesn't want to fight the winner of this fight. I mean, he hasn't really wanted to touch either of these guys throughout their whole careers. And so I don't think whatever the result will be of this fight will change that sort of mindset that he has. He's the kind of the cash cow. He's the guy who runs the show, so to speak. And it's a little bit disturbing, although it's not. He wouldn't be the only one when you're putting yourself ahead of the sport as a whole. Because when you're looked at as the generational fighter, you're sort of carrying the sport for everybody else, and you're trying to keep it mainstream or in the mainstream that it has, whatever mainstream that it has, for the casuals and for everybody else. So everybody will look at you and what you do in boxing as a reason to either watch it or not watch it. And unfortunately, there are people, I think Layla Ali did this for women's boxing as well, who will put themselves ahead of the sport in every way possible. And they won't care about whether they're hurting the sport by doing things like this. For all the Canelo blowhards, I mean, I don't know how you can excuse this one. I know it's very difficult to get off his nuts, but this one's very, very difficult to get rid of if he doesn't fight the winner of this fight, especially when you consider the excuses used in the past about not wanting to fight Mexican fighters and now choosing Munguia.
That's why I said don't come to me talking to me about no Jaime Munguia fight. All that stuff is orchestrated. As you can tell, it was already in the plans for him to do so, regardless of the so-called performance that he just put on. It's no different from the same way that they hyped up Pitbull Cruz, so it'd be okay for Gervonta Davis to fight him. You know what I'm saying? And then they tried to hype him up again, but he lost his fight. It's the same formula done over and over again. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing new. But this is why I say anything that they do is irrelevant, because all that follies behind the great Canelo Alvarez. So that's why I say they will never even know who the best amongst themselves even is, because they have to play along with this carnival ride called Canelo Alvarez. And, we just can't get past this. So it's all theater. So since everything is catered behind Canelo being able to avoid this and Canelo able to avoid that, and then people that's going to fight Canelo don't have him fight the people that also want to fight Canelo, because then that'll take away from Canelo. Give Canelo these green bananas and stuff like that. Have him fight the tough fights or whatever, like that, or don't give him no fights at all and just claim how good he is. So everybody else is following behind Canelo Alvarez show. So therefore, nothing that you seeing as far as the box, especially in that division and in the Mexican category, is authentic, because they all got to go along with the theatrics. So therefore, it makes it irrelevant and not worth talking about. I've been done with theatrical boxing since I watched Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey Kovalev. I'm done with the fake shit. So there's nothing more to talk about. Just sit back and enjoy the clown show. And that's how I treat his career. And if I must say, it's been very entertaining since I took up that position. It's almost downright comical and fun. But what kills me is if I don't talk about him, you got a problem. But if I do talk about him, you got a problem. But either way, he's not hitting on the scoreboards, people. You know what I'm saying? This guy is irrelevant. This is all theater. Listen, if I wanted this, I'll go watch a soap opera with my grandma. You know what I mean? Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out.